Ready. Let's get it. What's up, Jocko? FTC's breaking down. What's up, Casper? Nico? What's up, guys? What's up, everyone in the EMA if you just joined? Again, we're on a win streak right now. Yesterday, we had a really nice win and took out at the lows. And again, I was content with profits at a pretty good entry. We didn't come down to our full TP, but I was still content. Again, we saw the move happen. We saw a good push. It was on DAX. And we got it. I kid you not, I got it out the low. Got out the low, full position, and price just went back up. Yes, it came back down, but ultimately it didn't come down to our target, and it would have taken us out. So I'm fine with that. It played out how I wanted to, came up, filled this gap. I told you guys we were going to sit and draw down for a little bit before price pushed, and that's what we did. But a big reason why I did exit too was because of how UK100 was reacting at the time. UK100 was sitting around here, and it started just, again, it should have respected this area and continued down, but price just had a different objective, right? And that really manipulated DAX and really kind of pushed me to get out. But today we're looking good, guys. Looking good for sells, right? We're pretty overextended. You can see this massive bullish leg. Again, price could have a different objective. Price could end up running throughout the rest of the, again, it can. Ultimately, I would have liked to see a sell at this point. I could even potentially say this point. If we get a break, we'd sell. But again, we also have UK100 to look at. And this is the type of trade where we can hold a runner. I mean, if we go to the hourly time frame, even if we were just playing this leg here and we were to look to facilitate a pullback, again, we could at least run into the equilibrium, but I think price could end up running deeper. Why? Because we have all this imbalance that price tends to fill, right? So UK100 also looking great. Actually, I'd say looking better other than our area of support, right? But you can clearly see we swept Tokyo highs, which is nice. Again, we're overbought, right? We are all-time highs, which is scary, guys. Again, we're going to play it smart. But ultimately, I think price is bound. Again, you guys know how price moves in waves. It's all you see all day, right? So with that being said, we can suggest that price should come down to this equilibrium, maybe fill this gap before running higher. Again, it could have a different objective, but ultimately that's why we're waiting for London Open, right? I would like to see UK100 continue to stutter here. This is my only area that I could see us entering from. Yes, there's, I guess, like a trend line here, but I'm not really a trend line guy. At that point, I would just take this break here, potentially even this one, but I feel like at that point, our stop is just massive. I mean, it's actually not too big. Let's see where TP would be, because in this case we don't have Asia lows to target. Asia lows already taken out, so we're looking to facilitate a pullback. But once we get to that 101, I'm most likely just out. But let's see what happens, guys. Let's see. Ultimately, they can sell pre-London. I'm not going to take it if it sells pre-London. I don't think it will happen. It can. It has before, especially UK100. UK100 tends to move a lot. B, you're requesting to speak, but I'm not going to answer. Can you hear me, B? I know you're the one that said, or D. Was it B? It was B. No, I'm sorry, bro. I can't accept it. If you have a question, just let me know in the chat. Sorry, I was not reading YouTube, guys. Feel bad. What's up, YouTube? J Soy Wavy Vlogs. Yo, what's up, bro? How are you? Ahmad, what's up? Cartoony. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Fire. Guys, I'm liking sells, ultimately. I like UK100 a bit better. They both look great, but I know you guys know too, UK100 is the mover. I'd honestly prefer taking a UK100 trade over DAX, especially when they're both looking the same. But craziest guy. Do I trade? Auntie Ozzy. So I was actually just thinking about that right before I hopped on stream. This isn't, so Mamba it has a breakout system, right? But as far as his technicals and his analysis behind it, I don't necessarily know what he looks for other than general price action. With me, I'm looking for areas of, well, one, I use area of liquidities to find better entry and exit points. So like in this case on DAX, you see that we came up, swept previous highs of Tokyo previous session, which is a very big area of liquidity. Again, we took liquidity, sell side. Now what can we expect? To come back down to buy side. We've already taken buy side, but we have an overall higher time frame bias. That price is overextended. And again, you guys know how price moves. Price breaks up, price has to pull back. It has to. Again, it may not happen today, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen next week, but ultimately if we get that confirmation, which is that break of that support with volume at London Open, I'm pretty confident that price should end up running off into a 101, if not to fill this, again, this imbalance, as well as to facilitate the pullback of the higher time frame leg, right? So again, they're both looking solid. I'd really could end up taking both here. Ultimately, UK 100 is favorable just the way it moves, but I think they both could run and we could have a massive day today. But again, don't get your hopes up too fast because ultimately a lot can happen within the next 10 minutes. 10 minutes can go by and price could sell early again, and that kind of invalidates us. It doesn't necessarily invalidate the trade itself, but it invalidates our entry. Again, it'd nice to see price play out our overall higher time frame bias and to see that our analysis was correct as far as where price should go. But ultimately, I hope it waits around for London and then we get a good entry around here. We'll see. Like, I was debating entering up here, but we'll see. Not a big fan as far as how this area looks. This area looks a lot better, right? As far as area of support. This area is still good. What broker for futures? I'm not going to tell you guys what broker I use. If you guys need a trusted broker, go to Mamba's page, and I believe he has his broker on there. Let's read. Sorry guys, I was not this guy. Nico. Last few days, UK 100 always started moving a minute earlier. I've noticed that too, guys. And again, that's good data. So someone in my YouTube chat just said, or just, what do you mean I can't tell you the broker? I can tell you, like, I use myself. I use someone called Gates, but I'm just, again, I'm not promoting them. That's why I don't want to tell you guys to use them. Again, most brokers are good. Sway, Gate, like, again, I can go in depth. It's not that I'm trying to avoid the, it's just for other reasons, like promotion. I'm not trying to promote my broker at all. Chair looks kind of hot. Does. Edgar W. Fire. Bro thinks you're shamming but giving out free bangers. Cartoony, chill. Nah. If they don't pay you, don't promote. Nah. I mean, like, I like, if you're talking about withdrawals, like, they withdraw, but I think I know what you're saying. But ultimately, I'm just not going to promote any brokers. Like, at least in Discord. We are able to trade NAS and US30 on Clarity, right? Yes. And how many accounts can we have in total? I believe 5. I'm not too sure, actually. Oh, like in a sponsor way? Yeah, I guess. Future soon. Yeah, guys. Guys, honestly, I hope you guys are excited. I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm ready to start trading futures. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into the futures markets. I've been in a bit, but I mostly trade live and just Forex brokers. I mean, Forex firms. And brokers, I guess. Cartini, what you doing tonight? All right, guys. Looking decent. Looking decent. Chris, what's up, bro? I'm surprised you're up. Popping. Guys, we're not in yet. Not in yet. That's why trade's kind of pushed over, or at least this. Bro, I'm just chilling. I'm not even gonna read that, Cartini. But we'll see, guys. Again, London opens are. Do we have news? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, guys. Honestly speaking, there's news. Okay, a lot of fucking news within the next hour and 30 minutes. A lot. So use F. Is it chopping? Does look a bit different. Way better area to enter on off of. Again, we would just target the equilibrium of this leg. So we're literally a perfect 1-to-1 at that point. Alrighty. 5 minutes, guys. Do you trade Fridays? I do. I trade Thursdays going into Fridays. Yeah, so I'll be live tomorrow as well. I'll be live tomorrow. Don't worry. Second chat. UK 100's selling off again. I'm not entering pre, and I hope it doesn't break pre, guys. I really fucking don't. And yes, we could actually still end up entering down here, but at that point, bigger stop loss. We're gonna have to stretch our TP out, which isn't a bad thing, but ultimately we could just see a reaction off the equilibrium and see price run. So I don't want to see price sell early. I don't. I'm not getting in early. You guys can by all means get in early. Because again, I do think price is going to sell off, but if I have to sit on my hands, I sit on my hands. And ultimately, what I was going to say is we have news at 12:15, guys. If I don't get my entry right at the 12 open, I am not entering after that. And it's most likely right at 12:14, either scaling out or moving to break even. But again, like we'll see, because I'm not really going to play news like that. Ultimately, this, I can't say this isn't the biggest, but last time this news came out last month, didn't really see much of a movement. There was actually a really nice trade that we missed out on because of news, and we didn't trade that day. But we'll see. DAX is selling. So DAX is out of the picture, guys. I mean, unless it just totally rejects that area, but as of right now, it's out of the picture. UK 100 could be out of the picture, and again, these next couple minutes will kind of tell. I'm kind of hoping the opening candle comes up, fills this gaps, and then sells off. And the reason I say that is because then we won't have to worry about price pulling back into drawdown to facilitate some sort of pullback. And again, we just don't want to get caught in that pullback right when news is about to come out, because then ultimately we could just get fucked over. Price is melting, guys. DAX is doing something else. DAX is kind of hesitating, which again could be nice for us for possible entry. We'll see. Maybe opening candle comes up and fills that, which would be nice to see. See what DAX does. I'm still willing to possibly enter DAX, depending on the overall reaction. Right? If UK just sells, I'm probably getting in. I'm in, guys. I'm in. I had set limits. It set me in. I'm fine entering 20 seconds early. If we get fucked, we get fucked. DAX looks good too, I can't lie. But I'm not taking DAX. Enter me in, it could fuck us over. It could. You guys don't have to enter with me. I'm fine shooting. We won yesterday. Basically risking what won yesterday, so I'm fine with price coming up, filling this gap real quick, and then coming down. But ultimately, I want to see that bearish push. DAX looking decent. DAX looking decent. Let's hope UK 100 doesn't do the opposite today and just kind of follows along. But ultimately, we'll see. I mean, if we missed out on the winning trade, Sucks. That's not good. That's not good. Could be in and out type of trade. Might be a donezo. Win streak might be over. But we'll see. Price could come up, retake liquidity, and come back down. I'm out. Fastest loss of my life. Dead. Why is DAX out of the picture? It just started selling too early. Again, I will take an entry that sells a little bit early, like in this case, like 20 seconds early, especially when I have a strong bias. Took that with you. Oh man, sucks. Again, I think price could end up still selling off. We could see price just come take this liquidity and come back down. I don't usually re-enter. If it did that, maybe, but ultimately I don't think so. Why? Because we have news coming up, and that could be a big play too. That could be a big effect. You just shorted a demand zone. I saw that. And again, guys, I know that there was a demand zone here, but ultimately I'm expecting price to have volume at London Open. And with this strong of a bias, I'm confident shooting. More likely than not, I end up winning. Why? Because I know that price is bound to move in the general direction of, again, it's going to move in waves, going to facilitate a pullback. I told you guys, it doesn't have to happen now. That pullback could happen tomorrow. And we just come back tomorrow and capitalize on it, right? Lost 400, thought I created the wick already. Again, guys, it was just one loss. We just came off a win streak. Won Friday, called a win Monday, took a break even Tuesday, won last night. Look at price, guys. And I'm not necessarily saying prices, again, you could get re-entry if price just starts dipping back down. And ultimately, that would just be data for me, right? Yes, I took a loss, and I know someone said took it at a demand zone. But here's the thing. If price just came up, liquidated this, and came back down, there ain't shit I can do about that. At that point, price had a different objective. It needed more liquidity to then fuel price back down. At least it goes to show that the overall higher time frame bias was correct. And ultimately, I don't want to say that's what matters. Winning matters, but it can't be mad and sit like this. This is trading. That's why risk management is so important. I could have over-risked this trade. This was a great looking trade. And this is why I say risk is so important, is because you could have over-risked this thinking, wow, such a good trade. You would have lost, right? You would have lost it. I didn't over-risk. I'm fine. You may not be. And again, I hope you didn't over-risk. Why? Because shit happens. And now price is seemingly playing out with our bias, and it could continue to play out. Again, I'm not saying it will. Don't get your hopes up yet. If like you're happen to still be in this trade, or if you want to re-enter, by all means, go for it. Glad you didn't risk that much. F40 found me, paid very well. I didn't enter. It was so close though. Yeah, honestly, guys, I could have waited for this break, but ultimately, I was fine with this area. It's an area that, again, you can clearly see price just continue to react off it. I saw a nice bullish push. Again, we've seen UK 100 multiple times take off right before London Open, and when you have a strong bias, we've actually been missing out on those trades. I mean, it's happened last week. It happened twice, I think, where UK 100 sold off too early, and again, we had to sit on our hands. Why? Because it just sold off too early. In this case, it did sell off early, not too early, but granted, still ended up getting wicked out. We'll see what happens. DAX is pushing bullish. Again, news is really going to manipulate things right now. We'll wait around for 15 minutes. Stop loss was that high. We got taken out within the first minute. Fastest loss of my life. But it happens. We've had 15 seconds wins, but it's not all the time. And that's why I tell everyone is like, it's the best looking trades that sometimes end up losing. And it's the worst looking trades that still a part of your system, but they just look like shit or not look as good as the one yesterday. But those are the ones that end up winning. And again, execution is DAX coming out break even. Well, I'm glad you got out break even. Glad. This was my break. I didn't enter. It was so close though. Yeah, this break again could have been a lot nicer as far as like seeing price. We would have definitely avoided this trade, but I had set limits, not thinking price would sell off again. I probably should know by now that UK 100's been doing this fuck shit, which is having its move too early. And again, that's kind of why I avoid early entry, but ultimately I can't be mad at this. We're going to see what price does for the rest of the night. Obviously, I'm going to kind of keep tuning into the markets while I do some work and just see, again, if price just runs, yes, news could have a lot of manipulation as far as that. So I don't want to just like base the entire, like, I'm not going to base all my data off what price does next, right? Because ultimately news is going to have a lot of manipulation. It could manipulate it down, right? And that would, in a sense, be good for us. But even if it does manipulate it down, I'm still not going to put in my data that this was a trade that necessarily played out exactly how I wanted it to. Yes, it kind of did, but news had a big manipulation in it. Ultimately, what happened was entered, had a 20-second early entry, which is fine. But price ultimately just respected that area still after that early entry, faked us out, and continued to run in a different objective, had a different objective, but dumped FRA 40. Do you believe in re-entry? It's not that I won't re-enter. Like in this case, if price were to just dump back down after retaking these highs, taking more liquidity, I think that's a good re-entry. The reason I'm not going to re-enter is because we have news right now. We have news at 12:15, we have news at 12:30, we have news at 1:30, right? So markets are just going to be pretty heavily manipulated throughout the next hour and a half. It will be. It's just how it is. But yeah, there is news. There is news. But I told you guys I was still comfortable taking a trade before news just because we had a 15-minute leeway. And again, sometimes we're in and out within a couple seconds. So it would be stupid of me to sit on my hands and miss out on a good trade. And that kind of goes back to another point is like, I tell you guys this. I told you guys all the time, right? It's better to take a loss taking your system than it is to not take the trade and it's your system and then it ends up winning, right? It's a way worse feeling. But can't be mad, guys. Can't be mad. We shot. Let's see what price does. DAX is looking all right. DAX, I can't lie, is looking good. So we'll see if this plays out too. Again, news is going to affect this market as well. So we'll see. We'll see. UK 100's not as volatile as it usually is. My data shows PMI news more often than not. Kisses my stop loss. Okay, Jocko. Good to know. Good to know. Again, I appreciate that data input. Because again, that data, that PMI tends to create some type of fake out or is just very manipulative or very volatile. You just see range pre-PMI, right? That could just be data going forward that if we see PMI, which coming into next month, we will see this again, guys. You guys will be on stream with me again when this comes out. And when it does come out, okay, we can either sit on our hands that day, risk smaller than what, risk even smaller. But granted, last PMI, there was an amazing trade that played out. So again, that's where I still have to get data as far as PMI and news and seeing how it affects this market itself. And the reason I say I still need data is because I'm not just going to get 2 pieces of data. I need weeks, months of data to really confirm something before I start acting on it. Unless it's like something that's just like pretty noticeable and I can go back into previous data and find data to kind of make a switch. But I'll keep an eye on that, Jocko. Keep an eye on that. Guys, I'm not in DAX. I don't know if anyone entered DAX. Again, we're getting closer. We're getting about 7 minutes away from that news release. So looks like it's already came out. Wait, no, it didn't. Oh, okay, that's just the timer. But this first top wick is gnarly, guys. That just, I'm thinking news could end up pushing price down, but ultimately it could come out differently. And I'm not playing off news. I don't trade news. Like I'm not fucking gambling. But again, we'll see. Forecast previous. We'll see. But can't be mad. And again, I'm gonna break this trade down for you guys. If you guys are in my personal community, again, it's totally free. I'm gonna make a whole video on this. I'll break it down, kind of go in depth, and it'll be after price has played out, so we'll kind of get more data from it. Again, news could just pump price up, and at that point, okay, it took a loss. It's fine. All right, I'm not necessarily going to put that in my data. I'll obviously write other stuff. Had my entry, had a decent support zone. Took entry, took it a little bit earlier than what I'd like to, but ultimately I'm fine with that. And then again, that's my data. And then going forward, if I can add anything onto that, as far as any errors that I made, which in this case, I don't think I made an error, but one thing to note on is the early entry. Not an error, because again, I allow it, but just something to note. Even if for you guys, even like for your guys' systems, or even if you guys are trying to build a system off of this, just watch it with me. Again, continue to get data, no matter what. Like, I don't care what level you're at, I still get data. Lucas still gets good data. It's necessary. But granted, again, going forward, I'll still be comfortable entering early, especially in this case when it's a couple seconds early. But data could change that in a month or two. And I could be like, okay, no matter what, even if UK 100 does sell 20 seconds early, and even though I do have a crazy strong bias, if my data shows that it's more likely to lose than win, then okay, I won't take it anymore. But if my data shows that this was just one loss and the next 4 times that I enter early are wins, then okay, that goes to show that I have more pros than cons to entering a couple seconds earlier. Therefore, there's no need to make a change in my trading, right? And that's why data is so fucking important, guys. So important. Like if you guys join a mentorship and they don't just like stress you out and just like every session they just talk about data, they're doing something wrong. How many trades have you took live on this Discord? Three. 1 break even, 1 win, and right now 1 loss. So we just started this week. I previously came off a win streak on my YouTube, which kind of led into the live streams in here as well. So, but again, we're just getting started, guys. First weekend, can't be mad. Break even so far. Ultimately, usually doing a little bit better, but can't be mad. Can't be mad. We still have tomorrow. Let's shoot. And I hope you guys remember when I told you guys in the beginning that price doesn't. I'm not going to say it. Hope you guys remembered. I'm going to start doing that shit to you guys. How long will we continue this on Discord? As long as it. Forever. Until I'm 80 years old. You guys. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, bro. That's a question I honestly can't answer. But I can say I already told my YouTube live I'd be live for the rest of the year. So you guys for sure will know I'll be here for the rest of the year. Not only that, but she even reads with no delay. Yeah, like again, I'm reading all your guys' chats. Have you ever gone? Hold on. Cartoon answer your question right now. But yeah, so for sure the rest of the year I'll be here. And yeah, so join up. Again, we've been killing it this whole year. I'd have to go back and see how much we're up for the last 2-3 months, because I didn't start trading this at the beginning of the year. I'm a main forex trader. I don't know if you guys know that. Not Yusuf, you missed a loss. All right, so but I'm still gonna tell you, try to be here on time. And the reason I tell you guys that, and this is for everyone, is be consistent, especially if you're taking the same trades I'm taking. Is you could have taken that win with me yesterday, great, and if you took this loss today, okay, perfect, you were consistent. At least you didn't take too big of a loss. Why? Because you should have risked accordingly, and you took that win yesterday to kind of make up for this loss. But if you weren't here yesterday, or let's say you're not here tomorrow, right, you would have just taken this loss today. And let's say I come back tomorrow and I take 2 wins, but you missed out, you weren't here. Guess what? Now you're going to come back into next week. I'm going to be off 2 wins. You're going to be off no wins. And let's say we take a loss Monday. You're going to be mad. I'm not. Why? Because I had a great week last week. And then again, I can lose, right? I can lose that going into next week. Therefore, that's why if you guys want the same results I'm getting, Luca, the other people that go live on here, Chris, Mark, if you guys want the same results that they're getting, be consistent, especially if you're taking their trades. But if you're only coming in here for the knowledge and just to kind of listen in and just see what we're doing, okay, perfect, that's fine. God, I had class, bro. Yusuf, don't trip, bro. Like, don't trip. I'm not even like trying to like. It's not just about you. I'm like mostly talking to everyone as far as just be here every single day. Why? Because I want you guys to be as consistent as I am. Because consistency is key in trading, right? You can't just not wake up one day and expect. No, like, yeah, shit happens, but that one day you missed because you were too tired. Yusuf, I'm not talking to you. That one day you're not tired, or that you were tired, that's the day that your 1-3 came, right? And you did miss out on that. And that you missing that, let's say the next day you take a loss, and take another loss, you're now negative instead of still up 1%. You know what I'm saying? So, Cartoony, have you ever been into an aggressive verbal exchange with someone? I have. Let's gamble. Wow. See you tomorrow. I took that loss. It happens. Shoot. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Shoot. Don't worry. Again, hopefully price is moving good, and we'll just end the week with a W. We ended last week with a 1-2. Obviously not gonna be the same thing, but bro, get yourself out of here, Nicks. You can't deal with people that don't you want to be better. Cartoony, I'm just preaching. I lost the light bill on that trade. We'll make your light bill back tomorrow and more. Watch me gamble this news. Ozzy, do it. No, I'm kidding. Don't. What symbol? What do you mean, what symbol? Oh, you're asking him. Okay. Hello, JK. Yeah, guys, don't worry. I'll make back the light bill tomorrow. But still good. I'm still solid for the week. I can't be mad at a break-even week. Ultimately, I'm expected us to be up, but we still have tomorrow. Wait, yeah, we still have tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Does it break even? Yeah. Some of you guys in my YouTube live might be up because I did call a win Monday, but I didn't take it because my broker was closed, or at least for indices, because it was a bank holiday. But some of you guys may take it. So I hope some of you guys are up for the week. Personally, I'm not, and I'm just being honest. I'm not going to tell you guys I'm up when I'm not. I'm not down, but, and I would tell you guys if I'm down. I'm going to be honest. You guys fucking see it, you know, like clear as day. All right, you guys are literally here with me every single day. So you guys will see when we do good. You guys will see. I'm not going to say we do bad because we hardly do bad. Our biggest losing days, and when I say biggest, just like Tennessee, the worst price action, Monday or Sunday into Monday and Thursday into Friday. So technically Monday and Friday session. But last Friday we caught a banker. So that, again, data showing me that those are most losing days, but data is not giving me enough to say, okay, I'm no longer trading these days, right? Again, I'm just going back to using myself as an example on how I'm using data even now, right? Even with things that I'm just paying attention to, but not necessarily acting on, right? Bro, I was supposed to trace my fire alarm with this money. That shit's beeping or what? Take care, bro. Ahmad, take care. Ahmad, take care. Guys, I'm just really... Oh, news came out. I was going to say I'm just really interested to see what news happens. We have news coming out. Okay. Okay. And guys, you see how there's literally no fucking I told you guys at the beginning of the stream that last PMI session we came about, there was just, it wasn't that big. And I told you guys, like, I don't want to say PMI is not big. I think German PMI, but last time we just didn't see a lot of, like, versus CPI. CPI would have done this. CPI would have done this. It would have. 8-0 last week, 2-2 this week. Can't win them all. Yeah, it happens. Again, I like to say, every win streak has to come to an end, but every loss is that much closer to your next win streak. That's what I like to say. So we just got off a win streak. We just took a loss, but tomorrow is the start of another win streak. So let's get into it. Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. Exactly, Casper. Again, I'm expecting price to run bearish here, but it may not. Again, we have even more news in 15 minutes, and I think I'll probably be off stream by then. But don't get me wrong, I'm still going to come back and still check the markets and see what happens. See if the overall bias as far as seeing price facilitate a pullback plays out, or if price just, again, may have a different objective. UK 100, we are sitting at all-time highs, which is a bit iffy. Again, I still see great setups, but again, we're at all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. Price is not really doing much at this news release and didn't expect it, neither for the next one. So we're really just kind of gonna sit on our hands, right? But when I see you and meet you, then you'll see my face. Cartoony, that's crazy. Who says I want to see you, Cartoony? Who says I want to meet you? I'm kidding. Is this UK 100? Yeah, so this is UK 100, right? We did take sells. We did take sells here at this break. Did enter pre-London, which I tend to avoid, but I'm not opposed to when it comes to a couple seconds prior, and when it comes to having a very strong higher time frame bias. Granted, it could have been stronger, and again, that's a data point, is being that we've already taken Tokyo lows here, it's not as strong probability as far as like seeing price sell off, but it was still strong in the sense that price was really overextended, and I expected price to pull into this area of fair value. So again, that's good data going forward. I'm not saying I didn't notice that, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. Why? Because I still had a great trade and I was still willing to execute on that trade. But again, data still goes to show that, okay, I'm not going to change anything, but I'm going to watch out going forward and maybe go back into old data, because I have a shit ton of data, and see when price manipulates both highs and lows of that previous session range, depending on our higher time frame bias, is that going to affect us, right? Is it not? Right? Because we could have the same situation next week where price manipulates both areas of this previous session range, but still plays out within our bias, right? So this could have just been a one-time occurrence, right? And it could be, right? Granted, took a loss, it's fine. And we can continue to take losses on these types of setups where And if that happens, guess what? Okay, change into the system. Once I see both sessions of or both areas of the previous session manipulated, I'm more hesitant on my bias. Granted, I don't think I'm going to have to make that change, because after seeing both areas manipulated, the only bias I can really like go off of is just where we're sitting at within the higher time frame range. Are we too high? Are we too low? Are we expecting a pullback? Are we expecting to continue because we've already facilitated a pullback, right? So what do you say? It's been consolidating the past few hours. It has been. It more than not. Like, we did have a big push here after New York, but we did see a pretty big range here. And again, Tokyo does end up slowing down, but we are kind of ranging. But that's why I was very confident on once price did open at London and we did have that volume to the downside and we did break this area of support. That's why I was confident in taking sells. Again, someone also pointed out we are seeing at a demand here, and I trade supply and demand Forex. I don't care about supply and demand when it comes to indices, right? Yes, price clearly respected it, but I'm not trading that. Therefore, I'm not necessarily going to alter my entry based off that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to pay attention to it and I'm not going to put into my data. Why? Because going forward, if price starts to react off supply and demand more than it has been, then okay, then I can start considering moving my entry lower. Why? Because again, price still has this area of demand, but even moving my entry lower, price can come down, wick it, and still stay valid, right? So even then, it's like, would it have made a difference? In this case, yes. In other cases, maybe not. But ultimately, we had a bias, we had confidence, we had to shoot. We had to. I'd be mad at myself if I didn't take this trade and price won. I'd be I'm not mad. Like, honestly, I could give less of a fuck if I lose. I tell you guys, like, I am happy that I lost. Why? Because I followed my system. I'd be mad if I sat on my hands like a little bitch. like on all honesty, right? It's literally all honesty. I'm sorry to cuss, guys. I'm sorry to cuss, but it's... Didn't you already take a win on gold? Why would you trade London? Fuck you, Cartoony, because I can do what I want. Yeah, guys, I did. Honestly, if you guys were in... I did take a gold sell. I don't trade gold, guys. I hate gold with like a actual passion, but I've been kind of easing into it during Asia on a different account, and it's been nice. Nah, you're deaf, right? Because in most cases, I would have backtested a journey you can under don't respect supply and demand. Yeah, guys. So like, again, supply and demand, I don't want to say it's irrelevant when it comes to indices. Obviously, you're still seeing price come into this area for value, fill that. That'd be a little bit more something that I'd look at. But as far as supply and demand and just really basing or altering my entries off of something else, that's not good. That's not me following my system. That's not, right? That's not my system to play off of. So again, I could use areas of imbalance like this to find better entry and exit points, right? Because I know that price will come down into areas of imbalance to fill it. I know that there's an order block down here. So if we were to place supply and demand, I could say expect price to maybe have a deeper pullback. Why? Because we have an order block down here with even more imbalance sitting above it. So when it comes to like supply and demand, like I'm not using it like that. But if it comes to like better entry and exit points, as far as like understanding imbalance in the market, then it's different. Amen. Gold can suck it. Yeah, gold can't suck it. Guys, so price is selling off. If price ends up playing off our bias, it's fine. Like, I'm not re-entering. I can't be mad. We have news coming out. Again, more news here soon. So I might stay around just to kind of see what the price does. If price plays out and you guys were able to execute or re-enter, great. I'm glad you did. But ultimately, I'm fine here. I'm fine. But if you guys want to stick around, just kind of see what price does, I'm interested. So give me 1 second, chat. I'm here to see, bro. Fire. Hell yeah, Pluto. I open at least, so it takes you like 5 minutes to chart up. Dude, yeah. And I get on 15 minutes before stream, and granted, I don't even need that time. yes, like I'll still go through for 5 minutes, get analysis, and I like having the extra time. But ultimately, like my bias is even subject to change as price continues to move. Like I do have an overall higher time frame bias that will most likely remain the same. But again, within 15 minutes, price could have an influx of volume or do this or that, and ultimately it could just totally change my bias. So that's why it really comes down to just kind of playing things out as we get closer. 2 minutes away at that point, bias is confirmed. I'm just waiting for confirmation, and confirmation is basically just seeing price react in the direction that we want it to go with volume breaking a support resistance, and we're in. So you trade ICT and Mamba trades SMC. Do I trade ICT? I don't think ICT is just another fucking name for shit that already existed. So at least, okay, that's my opinion. But ICT, I can't trade. When it comes to ICT, like understanding fair value gaps, that's just general, like overall understanding of the markets. Like I know that price will come into areas of fair value. I know price will fill areas of fair value. I know areas will respect areas of fair value or inefficient price, right? Whatever you want to call it. Imbalance. Again, there's 3 different fucking names for it. Inefficient price, inefficiency, imbalance, fair value gap. Like what the fuck, you know? So I don't want to consider ICT, label it as that. I would just label it as a breakout trader who uses liquidity to find better entry and exit points. That's simple as that. When it comes to Forex, like I also trade like supply and amount of Forex. Like I do, but it's more intraday swing trading. And I just don't really have a lot of setups, especially this year for some reason. So I post those trade ideas into my Discord, but I don't really talk about it here because I want live trading. I would literally sit here for weeks with you guys waiting for a setup. Kid you not. Isn't ICT more term engineering versus FCC is more giving along with the majority of yeah, I'd say so. And I'll tell you, yeah, I'd say so. Because like smart money concepts, that's like actual concepts. ICT, I guess that could be actual concepts, but again, a lot of the shit that ICT teaches, it has a million different names for it. You just fucking, why does Mom not really talk about fair value gap? Again, like we all have different systems. I'm not trading the same way Mama trades, and I talked about that earlier. Is one, I don't personally know. Okay, I know how he trades. He's a breakout trader, but I don't know how he goes about looking at his higher time frame bias, his overall bias. Like I don't know. I don't know if he looks for liquidity, for value gaps. I don't know. But this is what I do. I just, again, I look for liquidity points, find better entry. It gives me better entry and exit points, and then I just execute off a breakout. I feel like ICG just helps people feel smarter out there they lost versus what it really is like. Yeah. ICT will be like, well, you can see we clearly respected the. No. I mean, granted, like in any scenario, like in anyone. Like, I don't want you guys to feel smarter after I lose. Like, I want you guys to know, like, I lost. I'm accepting of that. But I'll still, like, you know, I can see how, like, maybe he goes over, like, the breakdown after but I'm not going to make a fucking excuse for this. I took a loss, you know? You know, like, it's brutally honest. But tomorrow will be good, so. I know you guys can't see my camera, but I'm smiling because I know tomorrow will be great. All right, guys. So like 1 minute, 30 seconds actually, and we're gonna get this next news release. Which, I mean, the first news release was fucking jack shit. And what I mean is just we didn't see a lot of volume. We're seeing some volume now. Beautiful top wick. All right, so I think price could end up selling off. So let's see what this news does. I doubt it's really gonna do anything as far as like extreme, but I could be so wrong. And again, like I was about to say, it would suck to see price come down and play out our bias. It would only suck because, again, we're not winning, but also doesn't suck because it just goes to show that the bias was correct, which is good data. I do expect price to possibly come up, maybe fill this gap and then come down, but ultimately with news coming out, I also expect price to just dump. So we'll see. What did news come out as? Okay, one was better than forecast, one was worse. So I really, we're just not gonna see much movement. Just like the first one. Just like the fucking first. Are you currently waiting for price to go down, liquidity to react off of? So right now, VO, we already took entry. I usually take entry early. It's typically within the first opening candle, the 5-minute candle of London Open. But we instantly got wicked out. Price just, again, I don't want to say it had a different objective, because if it had a different objective, price would have just continued to run bullish. So I'm just kind of sitting around watching it, kind of seeing what happens. Wait, no, T, what do you mean? I don't get what you mean. But yeah, I mean, you guys can definitely re-enter or enter at this break, because I have a very strong bias that price should come down. Again, we have these beautiful topics where, again, we clearly taken sell side liquidity. Not only that, we're sitting within this bullish leg here on the hourly, and yes, we're sitting around all-time highs. We were just at all-time highs. But if we mark this up, I think price is bound to facilitate some type of pullback into deeper levels of discount. And again, price can continue to dump to fill an even bigger time frame, because if you go up to the daily and the weekly, I mean, we're just super overextended, and you can expect pullbacks on these higher time frames as well, but you don't want to get caught in a lower time frame leg, because in this case, we're still within an hourly leg here, right? Yeah, we can be expecting a daily pullback, but we're still within this hourly leg. Therefore, we don't necessarily want to jump the gun and just reach for the fucking stars, because price could still continue its overall bullish flow and just continue higher after facilitating that minor pullback that was needed to, again, fill this imbalance in and to come into discount levels to then, again, incentivize people to enter. So, but we could see price run lower. I doubt price will run higher, but again, it's trading. Price could have a different objective. Ultimately, we're starting to inch lower. I think we're just filling this gap and we're just going to melt. So that being said, I think I'm out of here. Why firms are not leveraging platforms? Like recently, a lot of prop firms have been pushed, but not leveraging platforms like Liquid Broker. Why is that? I don't want to say, I don't think prop firms necessarily pay more. I don't know. Like, as far as other people pushing prop firms more, I don't know why they're pushing it more than brokers. I don't know, like, if they have their own personal reasons behind it, but I could assume in some cases, it just depends on your connection with that owner or your involvement with that business or your deals as far as percentage and commission splits and all that. But just returned. Did you re-enter? No, I did not re-enter. Price is looking good for sales still. Again, we're coming up, filling this gap is what it looks like. And if we just top wick from there, yes, it's screaming at me to re-enter, but ultimately I'm not going to re-enter. I'm fine taking a loss today. And granted, price could still give us a great reaction to the downside and still end up taking us out. And again, that could happen. It's still my system as far as having a good opportunity and a good bias, but ultimately we already entered. We already took our trade, liquidated us. That's fine, right? Ultimately, we don't want to get stuck in a trap where price just continues to run up, but it just momentarily wanted to go bullish. Again, we could be facilitating a pullback on the minute time frame that we just can't see into an area of maybe inefficient price that was created to then push price higher within its bullish order flow. Because again, overall bullish, we're bullish, guys. Like, we're bullish, but that's where, again, that break is really important. Seeing it with a lot of volume at open, because again, open tends to have a lot of volume, because we need to see that breakout to the downside to confirm that price is now within some type of internal bearish movement, right? Some type of, I was trying to fucking find the word. Oh my God. After that break, we are now looking like we are facilitating that pullback. Why? Because we now have bearish order flow. Bearish price action, whatever you want to fucking call it. But again, doesn't have to. This is a beautiful reaction off that fair value gap. We filled it, and now we're just kind of looking for price to come lower. And the only reason I'm saying we're looking for it is just because I just want to see what price does ultimately. Let's see. But with that being said, I think I'm out here, guys. Again, if you guys lost me today, come back tomorrow. I could rant all day about being consistent, right? Especially if you're taking the trades I'm taking. Be consistent. If you're not here tomorrow and we win and you miss out on it, that's not my fault. That's yours. All right. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just don't want to see you guys lose. So I have to be honest and blunt, right? Being here every single day, be consistent. And again, we're going to kill it. Why? Because we always fucking kill it. We always kill it. I wouldn't be in here live streaming if I wasn't killing it. All right. So with that being said, I think I'm out of here. I'll read your chat right now, Cartoony. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:45 p.m. PST. I'll be here. Let's win. Let's kill it. So we'll be back later, guys. Later. All right, chat. That ended. Let's not keep stream on today and just fucking bullshit around. Thoughts on Bay Chief Do It? I don't know what that is. Good night, bro. Good night, Cartoony. Back on it. Next one. Yes, sir, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, like I said, happens. We came off a win streak. We took a loss. I can't expect for a win streak to happen and last forever, but ultimately today was the day it ended. Sucks, but I'll be back tomorrow to start up that win streak again. Just like always. I'll see you guys then.